This is Kevin from the RCS Office of E-Learning, bringing you another edition of Canvas A to Z. This week we're going to take a look at the letter E, talking about everyone, e-portfolios, and embedding. So for everyone, I'm talking about the assignment setting that allows you to either assign something to an entire class or multiple sections of a class, or being able to customize it and just assign certain things to certain classes. A lot of times teachers they don't know this, so this is a good opportunity to share that information. Let's say you have multiple sections of a social studies class or multiple sections of a freshman English class where the course is the same. All of the kids are in there, they're just broken up into different sections based on the period. So when you're creating the assignment, of course we're going to give it a good descriptive name, and we're going to have good instructions, either video or text, so that kids can refer back to it, or if they're not there, obviously, they know what to do with it. We set our submission type down in the assign to box. By default, it's on everyone. So if I have 3 sections of freshman English, it's going to go to all 3 sections. If I want to customize that, I'm going to go ahead and take everyone out, and it's going to bring up this little box here. Now, this is not all encompassing. This just shows you a sampling of some options. So this means that there's a couple of different sections. I actually have 3 sections in my fictional course here. And you may get to a screen like this and kind of freak out because you're like, well, I have 5 sections of freshman English. It doesn't show everything from this view, but what you are able to do is actually go ahead and search for the section name. And in a previous video, I showed you how to rename sections so they're easier to find and easier to identify. So if I went up here and I just typed in there, started typing in part of the section name, now you can see my 3 sections are there. So that's how you can do that. So you can choose an individual, let's say 5th period and 4th period. I want to have this assignment due on, we're going to say Thursday of this week. And of course, if you don't do anything, it's available from the minute you assign it until forever, really. But I'm going to set a cutoff date of the 7th. That way I'll still accept late work, but it won't just sit out there forever. You can even dictate the time if you want. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click add, and let's say we had a snow delay or a snow day, and maybe in my 3rd period class we didn't get all the content in, so I didn't want the assignment due the same day. So I could make my assignment for my 3rd period actually due a day later. So I'll make it due on the 8th. I'm sorry, bad example. I want to make it due on the 2nd. Sorry. My available until date I'll make until the 8th. So once you do that, you hit save and publish so the kids get it, and that's how you can set up different due dates and times for different sections. This also works with individual kids as well. So if you have a certain group of kids that you only wanted to assign to them, you pick those kids from the list. So a nice way to kind of customize and personalize instruction. So the second thing we're going to talk about is e-portfolios. Now, e-portfolios are a way that you can have your students create a digital portfolio of work that was submitted in Canvas, but also they can add their own artifacts. This is something we've been asked multiple times for and about by teachers in the past. So I wanted to bring this to your attention. So the way you get to it is the users would click on account and then e-portfolios, and you would have different portfolios. So conceptually, you could have, if I'm a 7th grader, I'm going to have a 7th grade portfolio. I've already kind of started that. You would create an e-portfolio by clicking that, but I've already started one. And within a portfolio, then you have sections. So I could add sections to it. So maybe you're going to have a section for each of the content areas. So I'll pick my science section, for example, and then within a section, you're going to have multiple pages. Now, a page could be something where you're actually going to put content on it. So for example, I'm going to edit this page. I can do rich content editor, and I can go ahead and type something in it. So if I maybe wanted to give a video or a text-based explanation of the artifact, I could, or something I did, I could do it there. We could do HTML, so if it's on a website, you could embed the website or put the link to the website right there. You could also do a picture upload, so maybe if you have images that you wanted to create. But you can also do by searching for, and this course submission, it's going to go through and everything you've turned in and all your classes in Canvas. So it's a little cumbersome. There's a lot in there, but you can find the exact assignments or projects that you would want to include in the portfolio, or you would want your students to include in the portfolio. So they would just click the one they want to add, and they would click select submission, and it's in there. So it's a way that you can take things that they've done and actually put it in the course. Now, from our experience, once a course is concluded, students will not have access to add it. Okay, but as long as they add it to their portfolio before the course ends, they'll have access to it. I hope that makes sense. Once a course is concluded, I don't believe students would be able to add content. But if this is something you want to do, reach out to a member of the e-learning staff, and we'll get you going on this for sure. The third thing I want to talk about with ease is embedding. So embedding is just taking a website and putting it on a Canvas page. That's what the term embed means. Really, embedding means taking a website or content and putting it on any web page. But in this case, we're talking about Canvas. So why would you want to do that? Well, it keeps kids in this one space. It doesn't have them out navigating in multiple tabs or following links or going to find stuff. You just put it right here. Here's an example of some of the things you can actually embed on a Canvas page. Flipgrid. So if you're using Flipgrid in your class, you can embed it right on the page. They don't have to go out to it. They can go ahead and click the plus button. They can go ahead and actually do their video right from there. TinyTap's a tool we've been experimenting with lately. Uses HTML5. You can create educational apps and actually embed it on the page so the kiddos can do it there. Office 365. There's an additional step that you need to take to embed Office 365 documents. But the nice thing about this is that you could take a Word document, PowerPoint online, Excel online, embed it on the page. You can make, if you have to make changes, you make changes to the original, and it always is up to date here. So what students see will always be up to date and doesn't require them to go out to Office 365. Google's Docs, Slides, and Sheets, same way. This is the same. This is the presentation I actually used for this video. I can just embed it right there on the page. H5P is another cool tool we've been using to create educational activities and content based on what we want our kids to learn. And then Symbaloo is another tool that you can embed on the page, and Padlet. Now, most of these tools embed the same way. So I'm going to show you, if you're interested, keep watching. I'm going to show you the process, okay? So to embed, we're going to go into the Edit view, and this works with pages, this works with discussions, works with assignments, it works with announcements, anywhere you get that rich content editor. Some of you may have noticed this HTML editor link right there. When I click that, what it does is it takes my content and turns it into HTML language, which is the programming language that websites recognize. You don't have to know this language in order to use this tool, which is pretty cool. It kind of makes you look like a wizard. But we'll click back to it. So how do you get this HTML content? Well, here's an example. Nearpod. Some of you may be familiar with Nearpod. Nearpod allows you to do that. So the key for these websites is you're looking for some sort of reference to the word share. Okay, that's where typically you're going to find the embed code if they make it available. In this case, I'm going to click share. Sometimes you have to kind of hunt around until you find it, and I'm going to find the embed right there, and it's going to give me the code for this activity or this website right there in the box. I'm going to do Control C or Command C depending on the device you're using. Now I'm going to go back to my Canvas page, and this is just a little trick that I learned early on that really helps. I need to put some sort of marker on the page so I know where to actually paste it. If I just paste the code right there, it's just going to show that code on the page. That's not what we want. And you'll do that a couple times while you're learning how to do this. When you click on HTML editor though, where everything's in that language, here's my marker, that insert here, I found it, okay? That's where I'm going to Control V or Command V, paste that embed code, okay? When I click save, Now on that page is going to be that Web 2.0 tool, which Web 2.0 basically means a web that's used from, it's a web page that's used for more than just transmitting information. You're able to interact with it somehow. That was the case with all of those examples that I showed on the page. So here is that Flipgrid that's right on my page. My students don't need to go to the, this isn't Flipgrid, Nearpod. My students don't have to go to the Nearpod app. They don't have to go to the Nearpod website. I'm able to put it right here on the page as they progress through it. So that was a lot. I understand that. Thanks for hanging out with me if you were able to make it all the way through the video. But just to review, we talked about how you can customize assignments that only go to certain sections or certain individuals. We talked about how you can archive some of the work that your students are doing into an e-portfolio within Canvas, and introduce you to embedding. So if any of these are things that you can start using right now, you've been looking for options like this, or you would like to start learning more about them, please reach out to a member of the e-learning team, and we'd be glad to support you with this and any other area of Canvas or digital tool use. Again, it's all about the instruction and learning. It's not about the tool. Okay, but if we can make learning more authentic and relevant and get kids empowered, not just engaged, then that's what our goal is. So reach out to our team. Love to help you. Have a great day.